Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Average Dave's TV, movie and TV talk.
Yeah.
I'm Dave.
Uh-huh.
That's Dave. He never mentions his name. That's his And we have special guest Zach today.
That's right.
This is episode number 15. And just a little thing that we've been saying the last 3-4 episodes.
You've been saying
just
it,
a
not
fair,
me.
well, just a fair warning about our movie TV talk. We talk spoilers.
I'm an ally.
We do talk about politically sensitive issues, and we are not politically correct when it comes to the entertainment industry. We speak our mind about the entertainment industry, and every so often some bad words may slip out. This is our opinion and nobody else's, and the bad words usually come from him.
No,
so
they
you know.
don't. I don't cuss.
So as our main topic today, every week we have our different topic, and today being it's a week before Halloween, we are doing our top 10 horror movies.
We weren't supposed to be. Somebody got COVID.
Oh, yeah, I had COVID for the first time in 4 years.
We were supposed to do the top 10 live-action comic book movies, so that's coming next week.
Yeah, I had the China bug.
Yeah, so, whoa.
Hey, sorry.
Calm down, buddy.
I had the China bug.
You can't say that. Xenophobic.
So, all right. So again, it's our top 10 horror movies. We have our top 10, and then we always have our 2 honorable mentions. And I will go ahead and start off this week with the honorable mentions.
I do want to do an episode soon where it's not the top 10 stuff. Where we do the recastings, or we do.
Oh yeah, I'd like to do the recastings.
Movies that you have to watch by something else, Dave. We're 15 episodes in. We've got 14 viewers. We need to change this bitch up.
So, my 2 honorable mentions. The first one will be Dog Soldiers from 2023, starring Kevin McKidd and Sam Pertwee. It's a
2023.
I'm sorry, 2002.
Oh,
I don't know where I got 2023 from.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This must be COVID still affecting my brain.
Oh, God. I need to leave.
And then my second one is...
I'm compromised. I don't know if you know this. I'm thick.
And my second one, which is tough that it's honorable mention, is Poltergeist from 1982. Great movie.
Ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous. All right. My first honorable mention is Halloween 1978, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasant, Nick Castle.
That's ridiculously low.
Well, I don't care what you think. It's my damn list, and I can make it any way I want to make it.
Yep.
And it's directed by John Carpenter. Fun fact, I didn't realize Nick Castle directed one of my favorite underrated comedies, Major Payne.
I did not know that.
Apparently he got into acting, and then he got into screenwriting and directing. He also helped write the movie Hook.
Good movie.
Great movie. Steven Spielberg movie, one of his underrated.
Yep.
That and 1941.
Yeah.
All right, my next honorable mention is Insidious 2010, starring Patrick Wilson, Rose, I'm probably going to say it wrong because it's Wednesday. I don't care. Rose Byrne, whatever.
Rose Byrne, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Byrne. I don't know. And Barbara Hershey, directed by James Wan. Pretty good movie. Started off what's there, like 7 movies now in the franchise?
Around there.
Yeah, first one's still the best, but yeah, it was a.
I've only watched the first one. I haven't watched any of the others.
I thought, especially the ending was pretty damn creepy.
Hey, Zach,
All
your
right.
honorable mentions.
So, this is where we're going to start to different things. So, my first honorable mention is Nightmare on Elm Street, but the 2010 version, which is the remake.
Oh, my God.
I know, remakes right away.
Zach, get out.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I was 10
Zach,
when
we
it came
shouldn't have done
out.
this.
door's
The door's
right
there.
there. The door's
I
right
was
there.
10.
If this was a real Jason, we'd have him take care of you.
Well, I'm sure you would.
Well, he doesn't even have a stick.
You can hit me with the nub.
Knife room, but oh well.
But yeah, 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street. I was 10 when it came out. I was scared to sleep. And just seeing all the visuals that were much more updated, CGI was better, everything was better. Apart from the story.
That's all
We'll
these
say
kids.
that.
That's all these kids care about is visuals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Nightmare
Did you
on Elm
actually
Street.
watch the movie, or were you doing this?
No, I watched it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think I was allowed to have a phone yet.
Oh, okay.
So I was still decent.
You're still not allowed to have a phone, but you use it.
Yeah, well, it'll probably get taken away at work. All right, my
By
second
me.
one is The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan movie.
The what?
The Visit. It's a good movie.
You ever seen
I've
that
seen
one?
that one. I haven't seen that one. I've seen
I
all
like
his
it.
movies. I haven't seen that one.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
the
haven't
kids that
seen
go see their
Old.
grandparents.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie.
You gotta watch it. Am I able to spoil it?
Yeah, no.
Well, you want to see it?
Spoiler warning! Spoiler alert!
We've already said we
Well,
talk spoilers.
Yeah, but now like I want you to see it. I don't want to spoil it now.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, watch it. I like it. It's not a top 12 for me, but it's a.
I think my favorite movie
It's
is
a good movie.
Signs.
Of his?
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be the.
Huh?
I don't think I've even seen Signs.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure we watched it.
Signs with Mel
we watched
Gibson
that,
and Joaquin Phoenix. Great movie.
That and you were probably on your phone.
Yeah.
No,
I've
for
never
me,
heard of that.
it's Signs
What
would
year
be
is it?
number 3. It's pretty recent.
2015?
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't
it's-
seen that.
Yeah, for me, for M. Night Shyamalan, it's either Sixth Sense or
I like The Village too.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable's good. Yeah.
Unbreakable's a great movie. So was Split.
I prefer Split to
I'm not a
Unbreakable.
big Split fan.
James
Really?
McAvoy was amazing in that.
He is good. I just the rest of the movie.
He's the
just-
whole movie.
Yeah, but again though,
And the girl with
when
the
he's
eyes
not
that
there,
like go around her head.
but when he's not there, it's like The Shining.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
not-
but he's
I know
always
you're
there.
Yeah.
There might be like a minute or two without him. Like The Shining would go on these whole excursions without Jack Nicholson.
It'd be interesting to see if that makes anybody's list. All right, my number 10 is 28 Days Later from 2002, starring Cillian Murphy and Brendan Gleeson. I mean, movie is just a great take on the whole zombie genre. It pretty much happens because a bunch of animal rights activists release a chimpanzee that was being tested in a lab, and it had the rage virus. And once they release it, it just makes mincemeat out of everybody in the lab, and some of the people get out, and then they turn into the zombies with the rage virus. Great movie. And then they have 28 months later, they're coming out with a new one.
I have to rewatch them. I know I saw them.
You've never seen that?
I know I've seen them, but they were the first one I probably rented at Blockbuster. So
And my number 9 is The Omen from 1976, starring the great Gregory Peck, Lee Remick. This film is all about your son being the Antichrist. And the kid who played Damien was freaky. That kid was freaky.
and it's not scary.
What's that?
What?
See, I thought it was, but it was 1976. I was 8 years. Well, no, actually, probably when I first saw it, it was probably around 1980 or so. So, 12 years old. I mean, you and I were freaked out by the flying monkeys in Wizard of Oz, okay?
Yes, I was also a child, hence retarded.
I mean, this whole movie's about good versus evil, God versus devil. It's great gore for its day, and the story was excellent.
And the Wizard of Oz wasn't just that. They disemboweled the Scarecrow, okay?
Yeah, they did.
Okay? It's freaky.
Yeah. The book is. Anybody ever wants to read a good book, the book that
It's a
Wizard of Oz
trilogy
made,
of books, right?
Yeah, based on is dark.
Yeah, it's really dark. Like the Munchkins march to war.
Yeah.
All right, number 10 for me is Dawn of the Dead, 1978, starring David Emge, Galen Ross, Ken Scott, this is I don't know, Renegger.
You got it. On Wednesdays, he's worthless.
Scott Reiniger? I don't know. I don't know how to say this name without turning into a like racial slur, but sorry. Directed by the great George A. Romero. This is the movie that, even though the 2004 is more visually pleasing and is a lot more action packed, this is still the better of the two movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's about two SWAT members from Philadelphia, a TV executive, right?
TV. Yeah.
No, wait, it's
Somebody-
like a journalist
yeah,
and
somebody
like some
that
sort
does
of like
do with
executive
TV.
guy.
Yeah.
They all take refuge in a shopping mall during a zombie outbreak. It's just like, if you haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, I mean, it came out in 1978. What are you waiting for? Go and see it.
Yeah. And then the remake of it was.
That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, no, the remake.
The 2004.
Yeah.
That was Zack Snyder's first feature film.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder in the beginning was great.
Yeah.
We just watched it not too
Yeah, and I
a
mean,
couple days ago.
They did a good job with that movie.
Yeah.
He did a good job with it.
They did. They made some changes, but I thought they were good changes.
Yeah.
Basically, he made the zombies.
What's that?
Unintentional funny scenes in it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no. What the hell did we just watch? That was just the whole movie was unintentionally funny scenes. Oh, the remake of Salem's Lot.
That was bad.
That was friggin' awful.
Yeah, I just watched that for the first time.
That was
Because
the
the
best.
original Salem's Lot, I love.
So bad.
This remake,
Oh, did you watch the remake too?
yeah,
it was really
bad.
All right, my number
That's why I
9.
went straight to Netflix.
I think it went right to HBO Max.
I'm sorry. Don't interrupt him.
Children, please. We are on a time limit here, or God's going to come out from back there and kick the shit out of us. All right, number 9, Army of Darkness, 1992. Bruce Campbell, Marcus Gilbert, Ian Abercrombie, and that's the name I knew I was going to have trouble with. Embith Davids, Davidtz. How do you say that? Davids.
Yeah.
Anyway, directed by Sam Raimi.
It's such a good movie.
It's so good.
Everybody should see that.
I'm bad Ash.
I'm
You're good Ash.
That never even came into my top 15.
That's ridiculous.
Which is
it should have been.
because I forgot all about it.
It's my favorite of the Evil Dead movies. It's scary. It's hilarious. It's got Bruce friggin' Campbell in it.
Yeah, he's
my God. Watch
so
him.
good.
And the TV show that came out, Ash vs. Evil Dead. I think it's only 3 seasons or something.
It was good.
Phenomenal. It's friggin' awesome.
Did you ever watch it?
Nope.
Did you ever watch this movie?
Nope. Before my time.
No, it's not.
You got to watch.
I remember walking into the movie theaters during one of my friends' who cares what his name was? I remember walking into the movie theater.
Your friend.
No, well, yeah, you're right. I just crashed his party just to come in. But yeah, his birthday. A lot of birthday parties back when I was a kid. We'd go to the movies.
Oh yeah.
I remember going to see Army of Darkness. We saw the Mortal Kombat from 1995. Like a lot of birthday parties were at movie theaters. So
I love Army of Darkness.
this is one of the ones where I saw at a buddy's birthday, and I was like, "That was freaking awesome."
Army of Darkness is good too.
A piece of armor this is.
My boomstick, all that. And like you said, Campbell is just so good.
He is so awesome.
He is those movies.
Yes,
I mean, he's just so good.
and he made the TV show.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I wasn't expecting much on that TV show. I was like,
I saw the first episode, and I'm like, I think that they got the spirit of the show right, and yeah they did.
Nope, I end up watching the entire series, and I'm like, this
And I wanted
was
more.
good. Yeah.
I did. I wanted more.
They could have easily done more.
Yeah,
They
But
could have done more.
You know what? It was 3 seasons.
Yeah.
They were all excellent.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. No, it was excellent. And it was good to see them, like you said, get the whole spirit right.
Yep.
'Cause-
You guys gotta put in movies that like the new age has seen, so I can like speak out.
No. You see, we have to put this older shit in there so that the new mentally challenged people of your generation can go back and see these.
I won't
See these
argue with
gems.
that.
yeah, I mean,
I understand it. All right.
Number 10.
For me, Paranormal Activity 2.
That's a good one.
Second one out of a long series that definitely should have stopped
that's
when
what
it kept
I'm saying.
going.
How many
Yes.
is there now?
Like 8. I
Yes,
say.
yeah.
Probably up
something
there
like
with
that.
Fast and the Furious. now.
No, it ain't that bad. That's a movie that should have
No,
been put
in
in
terms of
after
how many
one.
came out?
Yeah.
I think it's up there.
I think it's up there with like The Conjuring and
they got all the
Insidious, though.
spin-offs, though, that came with it, too.
Yeah, and we watched every single one of them. I think it was like 7.
I've only seen the first 2.
6 or 7.
And I like 2 better than 1.
Well, the first 2 are the 2 best.
Yeah. But I like, those are the only 2 I've seen, but I like 2 better than 1.
Second one was the best.
Yeah.
Second one was terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like you had the first one was such a low.
I
budget,
forgot
but
about
was
it.
so
What
well.
year was that?
I think the first one was like 2006 or something, right?
I
don't remember.
Yeah, ballpark seemed right. Somewhere in the 2006
maybe a
to
little-
2010.
Well, that was all
earlier.
the rage because that was
Yeah,
the
the found
maybe.
footage.
Yeah.
That was all when it was kicking
the whole
off.
found footage.
But yeah, part 2, that ending was great.
Well, everything about the second one picked off from the good stuff about the first one.
Yeah.
Added on to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so number 10, Paranormal Activity 2.
Good one.
And then for number 9, I didn't want to put it in there, but I had to, was Jaws.
Oh, well, yeah.
And it's just because when it came out, I wasn't alive. 1975, right? Yep. Yeah, so when I first saw it, I was scared of the ocean, along with a bunch of other kids my age.
Not just
So
your
was
age.
everybody in 1975.
Anybody that's ever watched that movie, after you watch that movie, you're kind of like, huh, this could really happen. And it really could.
Yeah. Jaws is a great movie. It is an all-time movie for me. I didn't put it on my list just because I personally didn't think it was that scary. I see why it should be on the list because, as I just said, it did scare an entire generation of people out of the ocean.
Multiple generations.
Yeah.
'Cause
Anybody
every
who's seen it doesn't
Yeah.
want to go in the water.
Yeah.
But
It's a great movie.
I didn't think it was that scary. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's a scary movie. Me personally. I don't even think it's that stressful of a movie.
Well, there's parts though.
Oh yeah,
You can-
I mean,
you
you,
can
know,
hold- you
there's
can
a
get-
few tense scenes for
You
sure.
can get the pucker factor going.
Yeah, not for me personally.
But the- you
I
know-
just love it.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's a great movie.
It just doesn't evoke fear in me. But it is a wonderful movie.
So my number 8 is the original Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984, starring Robert Englund.
Johnny Depp.
It's it's filling it's
Johnny
yeah.
Depp.
Is that his first role?
Introducing.
Introducing Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yep. I mean this
Before we met
this
Amber.
is a film following in the step of Friday the 13th, where you have just an iconic villain that comes back into, unfortunately, too many sequels. But part 3, Dream Warriors, was really good.
I don't know if I've seen all of them. I know I've seen the first.
I mean, it had great jump scares, great gore for its day, and Robert Englund as Freddy is just you can't replace him.
They did with what the hell's his name?
Kind of played Rorschach.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I can't. remember
Jackie
his name.
Earl Haley, something like that.
Jackie Earl Haley, yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. I'm sorry. He was. Robert Englund is.
He was in the Bad News Bears.
Yes, he was.
Like what the hell was his name? He had like a weird name.
Yeah.
Locke or
I have to look it up when you guys. I'll look it up.
yeah.
But yeah, from 1984, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. My number 7 is It from 2017, starring Bill Skarsgård, Finn Wolfhard. I mean, this is just a classic remake of the Stephen King novel. Pennywise, who's played by Bill Skarsgård in this movie, was terrifying.
It was a good movie.
It was terrifying. Great violence again. Here we are. We're on a show. Yeah, great violence. More blood, the better. But great
Buckets
gore.
of the stuff.
And because the original the miniseries, it was okay. But what they did with it,
Wait, was the one with Stephen Curry a miniseries?
the original
The
miniseries
original-
came from the
Like a
80s.
one
thought that it was
episode
like a
and another
movie.
Episode.
No, what's that?
I thought it was like the one episode where it was like set like a movie, and then it was the part 2 to that.
From this it or
No,
the
from
original?
the original.
No, from the original with Stephen Curry.
I thought it was a miniseries.
I thought it was a movie. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah,
Whatever.
It was so much better.
But you mean the
So-
one with Stephen Curry, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's so much better. Bill Skarsgård was just fantastic.
He was good.
as Pennywise.
I haven't seen the second one yet though.
Yeah, you haven't?
We were watching it at work,
Yeah.
and then we got halfway through it, and then everyone stopped watching it, so I never finished it.
But the kids in this show,
I like the first one.
The kids were great, and how they had moved into the adulthood later on part 2, they did.
And the
such a
first
good job.
half of the second one that we saw, I was enjoying.
Yeah, I think it too didn't make it. It's not as good as it, but it's
Not as good
it's
as what?
really good. I just like how the kids, the adults they had replaced the kids with looked like them for the most part. They did a great job replacing the kids with the adults.
Is my my number 8 is The Conjuring, 2013. Patrick Wilson, Via Farmiga, Varmite, I don't know, I'm worthless. Lily Taylor, Ron
Saying
Livingston.
that for a while.
Again, directed by, or I should say, another movie directed by James Wan on my list. 2013's The Conjuring scared the shit out of me. I remember seeing the trailer for it and thinking, "Oh, that movie looks good." And I saw it and I was like, it didn't disappoint.
It's a good movie.
It still
It's
scares
one of
the
the
shit out
very
of me.
few modern.
It still scares the shit out of me.
one of the very few modern horror movies.
The sequel was like The Conjuring 2 was really good.
I haven't seen it.
And even
the second one?
even part 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, was pretty good. The spin-offs, the first Nun was okay. The second Nun sucked.
I saw the first Nun. I was like, yeah.
Was the other one The Curse of La Llorona?
Yep.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
The
that was
Annabelles
bad.
don't really do anything for me.
See, now I
So
actually
they're
I like
all-
Annabelle Creation.
So
though.
all those movies are kind of all
Which
tied
is-
together, right?
Yeah, which is the one that takes place in their house?
The first Annabelle Creation, and Annabelle Comes Home is the one where they were at the Warrens' house.
Yeah, that one I thought had some freaky scenes.
So I've never seen any of the Annabelles.
One day, me and him just decided we're going to watch all of them, and we did. And the first 2 are the 2 best.
Yes.
Okay. My number 7 is Alien from 1979. Sigourney Weaver, Tom Skerritt, Ian Holm, rest his soul, John Hurt, rest his soul.
Rest his soul.
Harry Dean Stanton,
Rest his soul.
rest his soul. Directed by Ridley Scott, who is still with us for now. I mean, if you haven't seen Alien, where the hell have you been?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the greatest movies.
It is.
Of all time.
It is a phenomenal movie. Had one of the best sequels of all time.
Yeah. You could argue that Terminator T2, but yeah, we've done
Well,
that
T2
discussion.
is.
I mean,
the
we've
greatest
had that
sequel of all time.
discussion where you have two movies that their sequels are as good or not better.
I think Aliens, was that a Ridley Scott or was
No.
that a James Cameron?
That's James Cameron.
Who also did.
T2. Yeah.
So
Makes a lot more sense now.
there you go.
Alien is just so good.
Yeah, James Cameron can do a freaking good sequel. But yeah, Alien is, I mean, what the hell was the ship name? The Nostromo?
Nostromo or yeah.
Yeah. The crew of the Nostromo land on.
So good.
God, I forget the moon's name.
I
To
don't know.
check out a distress signal,
Yeah.
and they encounter that friggin' thing. The friggin' face hugger is probably more iconic than the damn
The
alien.
first time you get to see that, or the first chest explode.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
I
face hugger is freaking
I
terrifying.
actually saw that. I was 11 years old, 12. Mm-hmm. Saw that at the theater. It was a bunch of us from my class. We went and saw that at Ludlow Theater, and we walked out there. That scared
Traumatized?
the crap out of us.
Yeah. One of these xenomorphs takes out the entire crew.
Yeah.
Well, all but one.
Yeah. One of our very first strong female leads of all time.
Yeah.
It's technically she's one of the best characters in movie history.
Yeah. Yeah. She is.
I mean, Ripley is right up there with any
she
male
really
character.
She really is like. I mean, I'm relatively young for like moviegoers, I guess you could say, but she's almost like the first woman of like action heroines.
Yeah.
And then you
And
know,
she still ranks right up there near the top.
oh, it's her and Sarah.
Yeah.
So, all right, those are my two. Zach, what do you got for us there, buddy?
Number 8 for me is Don't Breathe. I think it's a 2016 film with the blind veteran. A couple of delinquents break into his house looking to successfully steal about $300,000 worth for them, and goes horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong.
Horribly.
I don't even know this movie you're talking about.
Really?
Who the guy that played the lead there, wasn't he in
I'm useless on this, guys. I can't remember.
no, what's James Cameron there?
Yeah. Terminator
The
2.
outer space thing there. I'm not a big fan of the movie, so I'm having a hard time thinking of it. With the blue character.
Oh, Avatar?
Avatar. Isn't he? Wasn't he the
Oh.
colonel or something in the Avatar?
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's a great movie. It's very, very small.
what's that guy's
It's
name?
pretty
Like
good.
Stephen Lang?
That was decent. Yeah.
It's different type of horror movie for when it came out.
Steven? My lisp is gone. No, I think that guy's name is Stephen Lang.
Yeah, Stephen Lang. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a.
He was the
great movie.
colonel in Avatar, or whatever it was in Avatar. Both actually, Avatar 1 and 2.
He was also in Great Western,
Great Western.
Tombstone.
Oh, that's right, he was.
Did we watch that?
He was
Yes. I made sure
part,
you
of
watched
the,
Tombstone.
part of the Cowboys.
Yeah, he was the guy always wore the red shirt, had
Yeah.
the beard.
Yeah.
They didn't kill him because he pussed out. And
Yeah.
threw
Yeah,
his,
part of the Cowboys.
what the hell is his name? Ike.
Ike. Yeah.
Ike Clanton.
Yeah. That's not a bad movie, though, Don't Breathe. I wasn't
I just
expecting
liked
much.
that it
I
was
ended up
different.
watching it. I'm like, it's not bad.
It's like around that time, like everyone was doing the same movies over and over, same plots basically.
I think that's my biggest issue. I'm not the biggest horror person in general because a lot of it's just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Jump scare.
Yeah.
But yeah, so number 7 for me was The Babadook.
The what?
The Babadook.
When did that come out?
That came out in like 2013.
Around then, yeah. But it's,
2014, something like that.
I haven't heard of it.
basically like The Babadook's like a spin-off of like this boogeyman, but the way the movie portrays it is kind of like this psychological event that's happening within the mother's head, demonstrating her feelings throughout the movie and like
She has a
depressions and-
difficult to care for child.
yes,
Remember?
very
He's
very
like a-
difficult.
You know,
He's
he's like a George.
That honestly, yeah.
Never even heard of it.
No, it's a good movie.
It's
got
a good
its
movie.
moments
It
in
wouldn't
it.
make my top 12, but yeah, it's got its moments.
I like the plot of it though. I think it's very like grounded.
It's
and
streaming
basic.
on something. You can find it if you want a pretty good horror movie. Yeah, check it out.
The Babadook.
The Babadook.
Never
Terrence
heard of it.
Spelling.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Dave, your number 6.
My number 6 is Seven from 1995, starring Kevin Bacon. Yeah, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Spacey. This movie just absolutely freaked me out. Just the way things were done in that movie. Kevin Spacey as John Doe was awesome. I mean, Kevin Spacey is a great actor,
Yeah.
and he got screwed over.
House of Cards was a phenomenal
Yeah.
show. He played Frank Unger. I think it was his name, Frank Unger.
And I'm not a big
And-
dude, but he was excellent.
And like the final season, because they, just killed his character off between seasons due to like personal reasons. But it
Stuff
was
that ended
basically
up being-
unwatchable.
Stuff that ended up being found not true.
Not true. But anyway,
But that movie,
7.
and it has one of the top 10 endings.
What's in the box?
Yeah, Once in the Box, and then the whole out. That is,
well, in the box.
Oh well, Gwyneth.
but
Gwyneth.
that end scene right there is just one of the best end scenes. We could do something like that too. Top 10 like movie endings.
Number 1,
'Cause that
7.
Because that's
really good ending.
that's excellent. And Kevin Spacey was
7
also
for me again is kind of up there with Jaws. I didn't think it was that scary. It did have a few tense moments, obviously, and it was freaky as shit.
I put it like that suspense horror.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can see your point, and it's not on my list just because I didn't think it was that scary. I agree with you. It's a phenomenal movie, though. It was one of my top movies of the 90s, and the 90s was a wonderful decade for movies.
And then Kevin Spacey in American Beauty was excellent as well.
Yes.
American Beauty is a underrated,
Great movie.
great movie.
It's an underrated movie, and it won an Oscar back when Oscars meant something.
Yeah.
What
And it's underrated.
1999?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
90.
I know it wasn't competing with the movie that should have won in 98, which was Saving Private Ryan.
There was a few movies there.
Shakespeare in
We got to
Love.
do that. Shakespeare in
Are you
Love.
kidding me?
Yeah. So my number 5 is Friday the 13th from 1980. I first saw this movie when I was in 7th grade. I actually watched it on HBO. It was actually 1983, I think, when we finally got HBO up on the hill. It just scared the crap out of me.
Do you remember back in the day, like when you wanted to watch a movie, you had to go on your TV guide
Oh, yeah.
and find the channel,
Yeah.
and then look ahead and see what's coming,
Yeah.
and then just if
TV
you want to
Guide.
watch it, be there and watch it.
TV Guide was great.
Yeah.
I loved the TV Guide. And then also back in the day, HBO
Do
used
they
to...
even still make them?
I don't think so.
I mean, 'cause-
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
But back in the day, HBO also used to have, in between movies, it'd do their their guide of movies that are coming up. You'd see them
Yeah.
scrolling down through, coming up here, coming up
coming
there.
soon, coming soon.
And I actually watched that, and that movie scared the crap out. Even though that's Jason was not the primary killer in the first one.
yeah, I don't think I've seen the
It's
first.
the mother that was. He only shows up at the very end when he jumps up out of the water.
Does he
and
have
pulls her
a
in the water.
functioning machete?
No.
I didn't know that though until I saw Scream. I watched Scream first, and they made that reference.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, he was not the original killer. Mommy was.
Then I went back and watched it. It made sense.
I still haven't seen the original. Everyone I've ever seen is
Kevin Bacon's in it.
Kevin
Bacon takes an arrow through the throat. He's
Nice.
laying on the bed and she's underneath and pushes the arrow up, comes out the front of his throat. And those were the first movies, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, the Halloweens, where the knife was like the big one. The knife was the big murder weapon. And they used it so much, and there's just such fun ways of how they killed people. It was
Did you
great.
say Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, yeah.
He had his whole glove of knives.
Yeah, and Halloween, Michael. I mean, come on.
All right, is it my turn? Yes. Okay, cool. My number 6 was Shaun of the Dead, 2004, starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Bill Nighy, Lucy Davis, Kate Ashfield, and Dylan Moran. Directed by Edgar Wright. This was the first of their trilogy of movies they made together. It's not my favorite. My personal favorite is Hot Fuzz, but this is a close second.
See, I don't know if I'd put that in as a horror movie. It's
It's
more
a
of a
zombie
comedy.
movie.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, but it actually has some freaky
It,
scenes.
it
and
does. It does.
They all die. Pretty much.
It was
You know
so
what?
good.
If they all lived, I would say, yeah, absolutely. But like none of them
Yeah,
make it.
yeah.
It's- well, I mean,
It was a good movie. That was
a
fun.
couple of them make it, but yeah, basically every character that I just named, it's Simon Pegg plays Sean and his best friend, and his girlfriend, their two friends, and his father-in-law, and his mother, and yeah, like they all die.
Yeah.
Except for like Sean
But
and
it
his
is a
girlfriend.
comedy.
It is a comedy,
But it's.
but it's set in a
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And
I love the
I
ending
friggin'
scene.
love that movie.
I love the ending scene.
Yeah,
You ever
great
seen it?
movie.
You never seen Shaun of the
You've
Dead?
never seen Shaun of the... We're going to fix that this week. I
right.
promise you we're
Have you
fixing
ever
it this
watched
week.
any of their movies?
I don't
Simon
think so.
Pegg.
Hot Fuzz.
Fuzz.
I don't think I've seen any
They
of
did
them.
Paul, but that wasn't with Edgar Wright.
Right, but that
the
was
other one
good.
they did with that was The World's End.
Yeah, Paul was good.
Yes, Paul was good.
Who played the alien?
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. Have you ever watched Paul?
No. I've seen the trailer for that, but I haven't.
You gotta watch it.
I haven't watched
It was
it.
good. What's his,
This adult humor.
Okay. Okay.
who was like
I'll
the
brace
other
myself.
cop in Superbad? Not Seth Rogen, the other guy.
The guy that,
The guy who's in Barry.
yeah, from It.
Yeah.
He's
Him.
the guy that played Richie as.
He plays
Yeah.
he
I know what
plays
you're
one of the
talking
two FBI agents, and he's hysterical.
I can't think of his name right now. I know exactly.
I love Shaun of the Dead, though. That's a
Shaun
great
of the Dead,
movie.
great movie. My number 5 is, and this is a bit subjective, that's why it's so high on my list, is Poltergeist, 1982. This movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Stars
I was
Craig T.
glad.
Nelson, Joe Beth Williams, Zelda Rubinstein, and directed by Toby Hooper. Didn't people think that this movie was cursed because the youngest daughter, she died shortly
died.
after,
Yeah.
and the other daughter, she died
Yeah,
very young too.
It's a great
So
movie.
people
I'm
are
glad
thinking
you have
that it
on
was
there.
just flat out cursed. But yeah, Poltergeist, I just watched it like less than a year ago. Like the special effects still.
Oh, yeah.
still
The whole
still
movie
hold
holds up.
It reminds me of the special effects, is like the special effects that they used in like the first Ghostbusters. Very, very similar.
Very.
But then again, they both came out around the same time.
I was gonna say it was
Ghostbusters
82.
is 84.
Yeah. No, you can tell the
Yeah.
special effects are.
Yeah, that's just sort
Very
of how they
similar.
were doing Ghost back then.
But-
so it seemed.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. It was really good.
I mean, the whole Indian burial ground thing being
Yeah,
built on
the
it.
premise of the whole movie is that these people live in a house that was built on top of an old Indian burial ground, and they moved the tombstones, but not the bodies. So they were kind of coming back with a vengeance.
You ever seen it?
Scared the shit out of me,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
watched
watched it. I made you watch it.
Great movie.
I'm pretty sure.
Now the
I don't know if I've seen the remake.
well, there's a sequel to Poltergeist too.
Yeah, there's 2 and 3, which
Yeah.
I've seen.
They were okay.
They like took the one took place in like an apartment building.
yeah, I mean,
But
the
it was all
original-
about like this like old guy.
The original is just so good. I'm glad you have that
that
on
was
there
weird.
because Poltergeist deserved to be on somebody's list, even my honorable mention. But it's so good.
Great movie.
All right.
All right.
Number 6 for me was Midsummer.
Never seen that.
That's
It's
the
like one of those
A24 in there.
A24 movies, and same guy who did Hereditary.
Yeah. When was that?
So this one was 2019. Hereditary came out the year before it, 2018.
Midsummer was a good movie. I didn't think it was
I thought it was
scary,
very
but it was
eerie.
certainly was stressful to watch because you really didn't know what was going to happen. I'm sorry, Zach. I just
No, no, I
just
but,
jumped
like,
right
Is
in
this
there.
your movie or his?
A lot with like Hereditary though.
We watched it together.
Taking
It was a
away like a lot from
bonding-
Hereditary, that like
bonding
that
experience.
weird feeling of just like uneasiness. They really played off of that. Hereditary story was.
Where did they go?
completely
They went like to Sweden, something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
like they're first starts right off with the girl's sister like basically tying tubes to her mouth from a car and like killing herself from carbon monoxide poisoning, and like puts it into her parents' room too. So like now her whole family's gone. So she's a train wreck.
yeah, Christ, that is how the movie started.
It starts right off like that, and it's like
The guy who
So is
directed
it more of a horror movie or like a suspense horror? It's
kind of like suspense.
I'd
thing,
say it's
though,
like a
'cause-
suspense
'cause it
horror.
switches over and it starts like twisting on these weird like
Yeah, like they
kinda
like-
thoughts and
they like end up in this like Nordic country, and they're like at this like midsummer festival.
right, and it basically like turns into like it's a cult. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah, now they explaining it, I think I've seen like maybe the trailers and stuff.
Florence
for
Pugh
it.
was great in it.
But
she
this
was
like director who did like Midsummer and he did Hereditary and he did Life of Bo with like which we haven't seen yet, but that one stars Joaquin Phoenix. He makes some interesting movies. I will give him that. And like I can't remember his damn
I thought
name.
you were talking Joaquin. Yeah, he makes some interesting
No, no. This guy directed them and like wrote them, and it's this production company called A24. I think they put all of their stuff out on Max, but they make really good shit.
I've heard of that one. I've heard of Hereditary, but I haven't watched either one of them.
No, they're definitely both worth watch. You might not like them; they might not be your cup of tea, but they're Hereditary's freaky, and Midsummer's like suspenseful and more like thought provoking.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting that. But yeah, so number 5 for me now, top 5 is Alien, the original first one, and that one for me, I prefer that one to the second one.
But
Different
you know what?
for him.
I mean, if somebody was to say the second one's better than the first, or the first is better than the second, I'd be like, okay.
I love Aliens.
I like that everything was so isolated in the first one, and they didn't show. It was a lot like Jaws in that sense. They didn't show it like too much, but when it did, it was like, whoa.
No,
Do you know what this first one doesn't have there, Zach?
What's that?
Bill friggin' Paxton.
Whatever.
Prick.
he was so good in this Aliens, though. But if somebody says they like Aliens better than Alien, I'm like, okay. They're both great
Well, I
movies.
do.
If somebody likes Terminator better than T2,
You're an idiot.
no. I mean, they're great movies. But Alien, like you said, it's very compact. It's very, like, you're in these rooms and you're not going very far.
Yeah, almost like that claustrophobia like effect.
Yeah.
Like in there.
No, it's a great movie. So my number 4 is Halloween from 1978, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance. It's the first horror movie I have ever watched, and I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's just a great movie. If you haven't seen Halloween, watch the original Halloween over the remakes.
You just put a thought in my head. What is the
'Cause
first
Rob-
one we've ever watched?
Because Rob Zombie Halloween, it's decent. The story's not there. It's all about the killings and stuff. And then they do another. No, they just did the rerun of Halloween's there.
Wasn't
they
Jamie Lee?
Didn't they
Yeah,
just do like
the
3?
new trilogy. Yeah, they had the one in 2018 Halloween, and then Halloween Kills, and then
They're
Halloween
okay,
something.
But the original Halloween.
Halloween
is
Ends
just-
was an
awful,
awful.
like so bad.
botched abortion.
It wasn't even Michael.
Yeah,
It was some freaking weirdo.
He gets like overpowered by
it was awful.
on.
But the original Halloween from 1978, Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, great movie, great. My number 3 is, you've already had it on your list, is Jaws from 1975, starring Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw. To me, it's still one of those movies we've already discussed. If you've seen it, it's ruined many generations of people wanting to go in the water, because that really, it could happen, and it does happen, where people are attacked by sharks.
Really?
And it's just how they did it. I mean, the opening scene is one of the best opening scenes of all movies. You get introduced to the classic theme.
It's not as good as 1941's.
1941. that's a great opening. But yeah, it opens to the theme, which is iconic in itself. And what happens,
Yeah, you don't like hear that theme and think it's Friday the 13th. You know it's Jaws.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a great. I think it's a great story. It's the excellent effects for 1975. I love the movie Jaws. It's in my top 25 movies of all time.
Oh, I think I got it in my top 20.
Yeah.
Certainly top 25.
Yeah, I just threw out 20 because I know it's. I think it's probably in the top.
We did at the
yeah.
top.
Yeah,
And
which we should do.
before we are done this show, we're doing the top 1,000 movies of all time in order.
In order.
Zach's going to be on it with us too.
Oh my god!
It's going to be a
He doesn't
4-day
know
special.
1,000
I was gonna say I
movies.
don't even know if I watched that many movies.
We're going to fix
I'm
that.
getting up there. I'm
We're
working with you.
we're like working with Shaun of the Dead this week because it is a good week to watch it. All right, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Because God's going to get angry soon. All right, my number 4 is The Exorcist, 1973, with Max von Sydow. Sydow, yeah. Ellen Burstyn, Jason Miller, Linda Blair, directed by William Friedkin. This is the first movie where I ever cussed in front of my mother. And it like wasn't even the 1973. It was they did like a director's cut in like the mid 90s. And when she does the spider walk down the steps, I remember just going, "Fuck this," and getting up and walking away. And my parents didn't say anything. I just whoop off I go. I was probably like 12 or something, and.
Oh, you look in a lot of people's top 10s, movie critics and stuff. The Exorcist is in there.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
I just never much. It's a good movie, but it's not in my top, 20 horror.
I mean, to me, it's
but it is. It can freak you out.
out of all the movies on this list, this is probably the one that scared me the most the first time I saw it. Except for one I didn't put on here, which was Arachnophobia, which probably gave me arachnophobia. And I love Zach's never seen it,
I'm not watching
so
it.
we're watching it at work.
You got to watch it.
I'm not
Yeah,
watching
You got to
we're doing
watch
it.
it.
Zach,
And
I don't like spiders either.
John Goodman is awesome in that movie.
I don't remember. I forgot he was in it. I'm pretty sure I blocked most of that movie out.
Oh, I love that movie. Love it.
Dude, when I watched The Lord of the Rings with him,
Yeah, that wasn't.
Oh, the
funny.
big spider.
That wasn't
like
funny.
that.
At any point.
Sheila?
I always put that in
he
here.
was
because of
like,
that.
he's going through like the friggin' tunnel, and he's like, dude, is there a spider?
Starting to see all the webs, and I'm like, oh.
And then, she comes out, and it's like, Zach's like, dude, no fucking way.
Well, I did say, yeah, no fucking way.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 is The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. Anthony Hopkins plays the iconic Hannibal Lecter. Also stars Jodie Foster, who stopped playing, what that was her name, Starling? Clarice Starling.
Yeah.
Scott Glenn, and Ted Levine?
Yeah, he played
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Directed by Jonathan Demme. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know. I don't care. 1991, Silence of the Lambs. If you haven't seen it,
Oh,
Hannibal Lecter has one of the best introductory lines ever. He's just standing there, cool, calm, and collected, and that good morning is iconic.
Everybody should watch Silence of the Lambs. It's not one of my movies that I'm like, okay, but everybody should have to watch. Everybody should watch it because
It is essential viewing.
It is. It is.
Even like Ted Levine as Buffalo Bill, he was awesome.
To me, he's the best part of the movie.
He's the second best part.
Yeah, see, I love him.
He was
His
awesome.
character was
Every
great.
scene that he's in was great, but
Well,
it's the same thing with Hannibal Lecter. Every scene that he's in is like, dude, there's the whole love the suit. Like, I'm having dinner with an old friend. Or no. I'm having an old friend for dinner.
no.
He's got so many lines in it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're both just great. And you know what? It's a movie where we get to see two great villains.
Yeah. Two. Yep.
Go ahead, buddy.
Real quick, I'll make a quick point on that. Watching that for the first time, I almost wish that I hadn't seen movies similar to that because it took away a lot from it. And like a lot.
Oh yeah,
with
I
Hollywood
just made you
is-
watch that like a couple months ago.
Yeah, so watching that and the scene with the elevator where it's like, oh man, like he really just left himself in the elevator there? Like, what an idiot. It's like, but because I've seen movies, I'm like, he's way too smart for that to happen. It kind of took away from it. But overall, like, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good. Got that weird noise stuck in my head that he does. But yeah, so number 4 for me is Hell House.
Hell Houses were good movies.
Yeah.
So specifically the first one.
First one I've
To
seen.
kick it off, I thought that was a wicked, creepy movie. Every time they go down, look at the mannequins, different positions, weird stuff happening all over, and
That freaking clown.
yeah, it was. I liked it though. I liked
There
it
was
a lot.
I've seen
3
the
of
first
them,
one.
right?
It was pretty good.
I know that
think
we've
there's
seen the
like
3 of them. Well, I know that we've seen the 3. 1, 2, and 3.
But yeah, I definitely think 1 is the best out of them.
The third one, that was like the one that was in like that big house.
Yeah, where the acting was really bad.
Oh,
and
God, that was so
made no
bad.
sense. But like this one, like they're trying to
was so
start
bad.
up the haunted house, and
I mean, the first one didn't have the best acting either, but it was it was fine. Like a lot of horror movies don't have the best acting, especially because most of them are low budget.
Goes back to the found footage, though.
But they're really good.
That whole atmosphere, which leads me into my number 3, which kind of kicked it all off with the Blair Witch Project.
That's a good movie.
Really kicking off everything with found footage and making people question, even though, like, hey, it's not, but a real thing. They're thinking, oh my God, this is a real
That was
movie.
like
Like,
all the rage when it came out.
Yeah.
That
You
movie-
had to see it.
Yeah, that was like all the
Yeah.
rage.
You had to see it.
It's a good movie. You know,
It was a
just
good
not-
movie.
Yeah.
It was a really good movie.
I think what makes it better, though, is knowing a lot of the stuff that happened behind the scenes of it, how they were left out there, how the crew, like, basically fucked with the cast the entire time through there, like, throwing stuff at them, making them think people were there. Like, I mean, they were outside shooting all this stuff, and, like, they were just out there. But, yeah, so that's definitely number 3 for me.
All right, number 2 for me, we've already talked about it a couple times, is Alien from 1979. Sigourney Weaver, Tom Skerritt. I mean, this is like your first true sci-fi horror movie. I mean, it's a science fiction movie. That's a horror movie. It's in my top 20 movies of all time. It's just a great movie. And what they did with the xenomorphs and the facehuggers.
What about 1977's classic Star Wars? Nazis in space is what I call it.
I mean, it's just a great movie. We've already talked about it, so I'm not going to go anymore.
Have you seen Romulus, though?
I've seen.
Did you watch Romulus?
It's a remake of.
Well, like, I felt like that was a combination of both 2 and the
Yeah.
original. the way that
Romulus?
they did it.
Romulus is good.
I thought it was kind of like
Romulus.
It's the third
combination
best
of both.
out of the whole series.
yeah.
It's,
The only character in Romulus that I liked was the cyborg, and I don't know the actor's name. I liked him.
And his jokes.
Everybody else in that movie I was actively rooting for to die. So I can't say it's a great movie when the only person I wanted to live was the robot.
Yeah.
So
my number 1 is The Thing from 1982, starring Kurt Russell. This is a remake from The Thing from Another World, starring James Arness in 1958, I believe it is. And it's based on the screenplay from the 1938 book Who Goes There by John Campbell. This movie is just awesome. The shapeshifter animal, the monster that takes the shape of
anything
anything
living.
it wants to. Yeah, the live, the dog scene. And Kurt Russell, Kurt Russell's Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell made the movie. There was a lot of really talented actors in it, and they all did good. But yeah,
And
This is
even
the
to
Kurt
this
Russell
day,
movie.
even to this day, the special effects hold up.
well, yeah, it's because the dude was, John Carpenter was like really, really meticulous about having as much, or I think the whole thing is practical effects.
It is. Yeah, they didn't have CGI. I don't believe. in 1982.
There's a
If
scene
they
where,
did, it's very
like the one guy
crude.
gets his arms bit off. How did they film that scene? They got a guy who didn't have arms to stand in for that scene. So, like, the arms get bit off.
It's a great movie.
You
You ever seen it?
I did.
Of course he's seen it. I'm pretty sure I made him see it.
You did. That happened.
And he's like, I didn't even like it.
I did not say that.
It
I
was
liked it.
okay. I watched like 10 minutes of it. The rest of it I was on TikTok.
No, I watched all of it.
All right. Yeah. My number 2, American Psycho. 2000, Christian Bale, William Dafoe, Reese Witherspoon, Jared Leto, and Shiloh Savini, something like that. I don't know. Directed by Mary Herron.
Great movie.
This is like a horror comedy, but it's almost like a psychological horror comedy too.
Psychological thriller, horror, comedy mix.
It's-
Oh God.
Look, listen, Patrick Bateman has some damn videotapes to return, and we're not going to get in his way.
He was so good.
Weaving.
He was so good as Bateman.
It's probably his best role ever.
People told him, they're like, that might be
Yeah.
career suicide taking that role.
He everything he's in, he really, really puts his heart and soul into. But that was just phenomenal.
Great movie.
And my number 1 is, we don't need to go into it anymore, The Thing, 1982. Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilford Brimley,
That's right, Wilford Brimley.
Donald Moffat,
Moffat.
and David Clennon. Directed by John Carpenter.
That's another movie where you're like stuck in one little area.
That
like
scene
the
with
alien. Then you had the
yeah,
thing.
they're
You're
like
just
in like the
South
friggin'
Pole?
like no, it's like the North Pole
Yeah.
Research Facility
Yeah,
or something.
there's no place to go outside because you're gonna freeze to death.
Yeah, like, you know, they got Wilford Brimley in his little shack, isolated from the group because they don't know if he's, you know, it or not. And they go there and they talk to him, and he's just got the noose just casually hanging there. It's just a great scene.
Great movie.
You're like, oh, yeah, guys, listen, hey, man, can I come back in? I promise I won't be a problem. That's just decorative.
And Zach.
Number 2 for me is Hereditary. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was great.
It is a freaky movie.
Never seen it.
Watch it.
That's something you should definitely watch. And it's funny because the trailer when it came out for that basically depicted the movie to be completely different than what it was. It has to deal with cult stuff, paranormal. The trailer didn't depict that, and I think that's why, like, when it first came out, it didn't get like as much views as it has now. But yeah, the overall film of that, the acting was great. I forget her name. She was in a bunch of other movies. She was the mother in it.
Yeah,
I forget her name. She's in.
You would like
bunch of
recognize her,
other
but
stuff.
not know who
She
she
was
is.
phenomenal.
Unless you're my mom, who knows everybody.
Yeah, but highly recommend that. I won't spoil it because now, like, I know you have to see.
Yeah, there's some screwed up shit in that movie. But yeah, check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. You might not like it, but
It'll give you a different
Yeah.
idea when people go to you.
No,
oh yeah.
Bro, about that. And number 1 for me is The Conjuring. Conjuring for me, 2013. I begged my father to take me to see it over and over and over. Finally did, and I would say I was changed. That was like for James Wan. I mean, that was like really the first kind of stuff that was coming out like that. I understand The Exorcist was its own thing with everything like that, but really like the demons, like possession, everything like that. That wardrobe scene where girl's knocking her head off, puts her to bed, like it lulls you into like that sense of security. Like, okay, like she got her away from the thing that's making it worse, and all of a sudden pans up and Bathsheba's right there and jumps down. I thought I was gonna poop myself a little bit, but end of the movie, everyone's dead silent, like, which is different from now. Everyone gets up and leaves. Like, everyone's just sitting there dead silent. Lights are already on, and some guy in the front stands and goes, "Yeah, that was fucking scary." Everyone just starts laughing.
Yep. I'm not. A lot of the modern stuff I'm just not a big fan of. But
I don't think I have anything on here past 2013.
yeah, mine is 2017 with it.
Oh yeah, so yours is more modern than me.
Yours is more modern than mine, I think. Oh no, it's not true.
So with that being said, guys, that was our top 10 horror movie list.
This is a Halloween
Hope
special.
everybody enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please leave a comment on there. Our next video will be our top 10
We will be
live
doing the
action.
live action superhero movies. Or superhero comic book.
Right.
Yeah, but
Especially with the last one that just came out, which was great. And I have nothing to look forward to in the future for a couple years now because it's all going to suck. So
same thing with the video game industry.
So that was
Entertainment industry in general.
Thanks,
Wokeness.
Average Dave's Movie and TV Talk. Thank you, Zach, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
and we will talk to you guys next time. Have a good day.
See ya.